Hey, I'm Jacob Markovitz. I'm a local real estate agent here in Eastern Idaho. I was born and raised here in Idaho Falls, and today I'm going to take you on a tour of what our town looks like. It is February right now, which you may not believe based on the fact that there's no snow. So if anybody tells you that this is normal, it's not. But we're going to go ahead and get started. First on our list today, we're heading over to the Mountain America Event Center here in Idaho Falls. The event center has been huge for our area. It's been super nice to be able to have hockey games, concerts. So instead of driving down to Salt Lake City, for example, which is about a 3-hour drive, we have all these people that will come up from their tours. Instead of doing them always in Salt Lake, they'll take a brief tour and come up here to Idaho Falls, and we can catch a concert here instead, which has been super awesome. We've had people like Tom Segura, Luke Bryan, so we're getting comedians and singers, which has been great. We are turning out west onto Sunnyside Road right now. So the Mountain America Event Center is technically built down at Snake River Landing, which is on the west side of town. When you look at Idaho Falls, so most of the growth in Idaho Falls has been central to town and then heading more north and south. Town hasn't really grown as much on the west side, and that's just because there's a ton of farmland out there and a lot of people that haven't wanted to sell their land for developments, which is great for them. Coming up here, we're going to cross the bridge that goes across the Snake River over to Snake River Landing. And Snake River Landing is kind of a mixture of commercial, residential, and apartments, and then the Mountain America Event Center. So we have single family homes down there, more apartment complexes that have been built down in the area. And I believe long term that they have some plans to expand a few of the parks that are down in this area. And then far over to our left, we have Jackson Hole Junction. It's a trick name. Jackson Hole is still 2 hours from that junction, okay? I will say that. We have a lot of our car dealerships over there, and then also some hotels and food and more apartments. And then there's a ton of apartments still coming up here. Like these townhomes here at Snake River Landing are going to be strictly built for apartments. So sadly, they're not available. They're actually pretty cute townhomes, and the location's super cool. Still a lot more to go, but on our right side, we've got some running paths. We got some people out here right now enjoying this warm weather. Again, this is not a normal February. If anybody tells you that this is normal for Idaho Falls and that you're gonna move here and never have any snow, they're lying to you, okay? Event center during hockey matches, I believe sits about 4,000 to 4,500 people. And the Spud Kings hockey team is our local hockey team. I'll throw some clips up there for you guys. But they are always sold out. It's really hard to get into some of the games unless you luck out and get some of the tickets on Ticketmaster. But the Mountain America Event Center has been great to have for us, for a local community. We've really needed something like this because Bonneville County, which includes Idaho Falls, Iona, Ammon, all these different areas, you know, our population for Bonneville County comes out to almost 132,000 people, I believe. So this has been a huge thing that we've needed for a long time for the Mountain America Event Center. The stadium also holds about, I believe it's 6,000 people when they set it up for a venue. They'll take out the hockey arena, obviously, on that part. And then I believe they can hold up to 6,000 for any of the concerts that they want to do. We're heading north on Skyline right now. We're about to be to the Idaho Falls Regional Airport. Again, this airport's awesome for our area. So again, connector hubs are going to be going into Denver, Colorado, or to Salt Lake City. We also have Allegiant flights that'll take you to John Wayne Airport in Long Beach, California. And then Allegiant will also fly down into Queen Creek, Arizona. I believe that's Mesa Gateway. All right, so here is the actual airport itself. A lot of you will be familiar with this if you head out here to Eastern Idaho to come check out the area. Our airport's actually really nice. They have done some renovation on it, and I believe that they just got another grant to continue doing more renovation on our airport. So it is really nice to see money getting put into the local area more than anything else. So right here we've got arrivals. Then as we continue to head this direction, we'll run into departures. Again, really small airport. I think that there's usually, I want to say 14 flights in and out of town usually in a day. Okay, we're gonna head to the Idaho National Laboratory in town location. So the main site location for the Idaho National Lab is actually all the way out, kind of heading towards Arco, which I'll pull up here on the map to show you guys. The Idaho National Laboratory is definitely one of the main reasons that our town even exists and has supported this big of a population. So that's where the first nuclear reactor was that actually powered a town, was out there, and it's called Arco, Idaho. We're not going to drive all the way out to Arco, Idaho today. It's a little ways out there, but I'll throw up some photos of what that looks like. The lab's been obviously great to have here. It just brings in so much business for our area and helps our community continue to grow. Lots of great high-paying jobs, and continues to bring in multiple different subcontractors over time that end up residing here locally. Sometimes you have people coming in only for a couple years before they move back out of the area. But the INL is amazing, and it's such a great thing to have here. It's definitely one of our biggest job suppliers too. So I'd say between the Idaho National Laboratory and then going into the medical, those are definitely going to be your top two providers here for jobs. So on our left is the Idaho Falls National Laboratory. So there's multiple buildings down here for the lab. Obviously we cannot get in there. We don't have the security clearance for it, but the lab's actually down in this area. Yep, this will be the lab buildings here in town. We are headed south on Fremont Street right now, which is going to take us along the Snake River. So we have the green belt down here, which is super nice, very long path. I believe the whole thing loop-wise is almost 10 miles that we ran before. So you have a lot of people walking, running, walking their dogs. It's a great spot to go down and just kind of relax, especially in the evenings. It's so nice down there. And then we've got a few hotels, obviously, that are all along the river. We've got some restaurants that are along the river as well. Then heading up here, going south on Fremont, we're going to run up into the Idaho Falls Temple, which is the LDS Temple. And if you're not LDS, you can't go in the temple. The LDS Temple does have a visitor center. If you ever want to go stop by, it is something you can do. So we're on Memorial Drive right now, which is basically downtown Idaho Falls. So in downtown Idaho Falls, you have a lot of commercial, you have a lot of shops, you also have a lot of different local restaurants too. We also do have some chains, like there's a Rib and Chop restaurant that we're going to drive by up here shortly. And where we're driving down right now used to be, dead ahead, would have been where the Idaho Falls water tower was before they took it down. We're all still a little salty about that here locally. If you move here, you'll never hear the end of it about the water tower. Lots of different offices down here. The Bonneville County Courthouse is also down in this area. And then on our left, we also have Smokin' Fins and Rib and Chop and Lucy's Pizza. If you love pizza, Lucy's is a must-have. We'll talk about one other pizza place, which is Papa Tom's Pizza, but Lucy's is amazing. And then where we are heading right now, we're going to pass our museum on the way to the Idaho Falls Mall. And then dead ahead is our Idaho Falls Museum. I think right now they're bringing back Life Before the Dinosaurs, which will be really cool to have. All right, we are turning east right now onto 17th Street. On 17th Street, this used to be a smaller road. That's why you'll still see homes that are off here to the side. Obviously, this is one of the biggest and busiest roads here in Eastern Idaho. Up here, we're going to run into a lot of businesses here locally. So we have Albertsons that's going to be up here for a grocery store. We have our Home Depot. We have Lowe's. We have Sam's Club. And so a lot of grocery places. There's a McDonald's up here, a Walgreens up here on the left as well. So up here on our right-hand side is where the mall's actually located. So a bunch of restaurants located around this area. We have a Dick's Sporting Goods, a Barnes & Noble. Over on this left side, we have Al's Sporting Goods, which is an awesome store. I think they're based out of Utah, so you probably wouldn't have heard of them unless you're coming here from Utah, but they're awesome. We love their stuff. And then our mall has a JCPenney's as well. We have a Sizzler up here, a Red Robin. Lots of different things here at our local mall. We still have a Dillard's as well. So on my left is the Red Robin, and then we've got another Wells Fargo location. And up here is Noodles and Company too. Supposedly, we're getting a Raising Cane's on this side of town over by where our Best Buy location's at, which is just a little farther ahead. We just drove past both of the hospitals. So ERMAC is the Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center. They've been here for a long time. Mountain View is a physician-owned hospital, which then started the Idaho Falls Community Hospital. As we wrap up our tour here, feel free to use me as a resource. I want to be somebody that you can use to get as much local information before you make such a big move. Especially where I was born and raised here locally, I know this area so well, and I'd love to see if it's a great fit for you and your family. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next video.